beloveds. Dante may have some commentary, but then of course, as soon as the camera comes on, he may not. Right? Okay, so we are here to do the hidden power of the Bible. And let's do the housekeeping first. And the housekeeping is just me reminding you that we are Creative Life Spiritual Center. Website is creativelife.org. Constant contact email, info@creativelife.org. That will get you one email a week. Tells you what's going on for the week and the month. And the hot links are hot. So click here now means it. Well, also, it is also a blind CC, so nobody will get your email from us. You won't end up on anybody else's email list because of us. And when I say one a week, I mean that. If you were to get more than one, it would be because something has happened, which we do live on the Gulf Coast, and it is hurricane season. It's usually weather related. Other than that, it's my person doing it. He just doesn't have time for more than that. And then I'll mention the social medias merely from the standpoint of we do not monetize them. We don't want to deal with the ads any more than you do. So we ask you to go like, subscribe, follow based on which platform you're on, and then engage with the individual posts by reacting, commenting, and sharing. Bumps us in the algorithms, more people see our stuff. So it's a free and easy way that you can support the center by getting our stuff in front of more people. I just noticed that my microphone is not plugged in. Hang on. I don't know if it makes a difference, but better safe than sorry, right? So, and as far as I know, it doesn't change, when I change microphones. So hopefully that is the case. All right. Hidden Power of the Bible. I still love the original title. The original title of it was The Bible in Light of Religious Science, which is obviously a mouthful, which is why they changed it to The Hidden Power of the Bible. This one has a foreword by Jesse and a preface by Jesse and a foreword by Ernest Holmes, which are both totally worth reading, which is why I did. So, you can scroll back a couple of videos to see the preface and the foreword. And we are currently in the readings from the Hebrew Testament, and we are currently dealing with Genesis. We read a couple of passages from Genesis, and now today we are going to talk about involution and evolution. Ooh, and tomorrow's going to be a long one, which is interesting because tomorrow is... Okay, tomorrow's the day that I don't have that much time. So, all right. Involution and evolution. These are the generations of the heaven and the earth when they were created, in the day that the Lord God made the earth and the heavens and every plant of the field before it was the earth and every herb of the field before it grew. Obviously a quote. This passage clearly states that before anything was created, it already had form in the divine mind. That right there, that is the line where I got on how to treat for the present tense. When we do spiritual mind treatment, we treat in the present tense. We treat as if we already have it. Okay. And so and for people, especially people who are newer in the science, who are newer in this technique, that's not always easy. They're wanting to treat in the future. They're wanting to treat in the past, which, don't get me wrong, you can treat in the past, and you can treat about future events, but you want to treat in present tense. So that line right there already had formed the divine mind. That's how I got there. What I realized is that whatever I'm treating for, whatever it is that I want, already exists in the mind of God. Therefore, I can treat about it in the present tense because it already exists. It may not exist in this physical plane. It may not exist currently in my life, but it already exists in the mind of God. That is where I went, oh, okay, this is how I can do this. And Ernest got it from reading Genesis. So, hey, but right there, this passage clearly states that before anything was created, it already had form in the divine mind. Before the herb grew, it existed, and before the plants were in the earth, they had being. This can have but one meaning, which is the idea of anything must exist before the fact. This is the teaching of involution and evolution. Involution is the divine creative word, and evolution runs through everything. Hence, we have two accounts of the creation of humanity. In one, we are told that they were made in the image of God, and in the other that they were formed of clay. Both accounts are true, and both are necessary to an understanding of the creative order of the universe. And see, that's one of those things, that both accounts are true. You know what? Yeah. The spiritual person is made in the image of God, for they are an intelligent, thinking, knowing center of God conscious life. This is the first person, made in the image of God. The material person is made of clay. That is, the human body is formed of a stuff common to all created things. The ultimate particles of all form are the same. The spiritual person is the idea. The material person is the form. Both are necessary, since there cannot be an idea without a form, or a form without an idea behind it. So this is where, I think, is it Raymond Charles Barker that says every idea, the purpose of every idea is to become a form? Jesse was quoting him in the last couple of weeks. So that's why, according to Ernest, that's why we have two Genesis stories. When we are created in the image of God, that's the idea of us. And the cool thing about that is there is a perfect idea of us. And then the second Genesis story, when we are created from clay, that's the form. So we have the idea, the creation of the idea, and the creation of the form. And they are two separate things, because the idea of us will always exist, but the form of clay, that won't. When you look at the circle V, which I don't have. Oh yeah, I do. It's right here. Hang on. Right here. That is what is so cool about this, is because this is the idea. Here it comes into form, and almost as soon as it comes into form, it immediately goes back into an idea. Time doesn't mean anything to the divine. So, but notice the little thumbprint up here, because that means that the process is going to be repeated. So, there is a divine idea of each and every one of us. I think it was Amit Goswami who called it that. He calls it the bliss body. That is the blueprint of us that God has. And so one of the ways that we can do healing is by going back to that blueprint. We go back to the idea that God has of us and bring that back into the material form, which is one of the reasons why Ernest says healing is revealing. So that's why, according to Ernest, why we have two Genesis stories, because we were formed twice. The first time is the essence of us, the God conscious thinking, knowing part of us, the idea of us. And then the second time, we were made of clay. That's the material form of us. So the good news is while the material form will go back to being what it was, the idea part of us, well, that will exist forever. So, but that is the concept between involution and evolution, which is pretty central to science of mind. You know, it's one of those concepts that we have to go back to, because it is kind of a core idea to us that, you know. So, and the next one is the story of creation simplified, but that's 2 pages, so I'm not going to do that today. So we are going to wrap this up with that short idea of evolution, involution, and evolution. And then again, I just want to remind you that one statement. This passage clearly states that before anything was created, it already had form in the divine mind. That's how I'm able to treat in the present tense. It may not exist in the physical plane. It may not exist in my life, but my good, whatever good that I am treating for, already exists in the mind of God. So I hope that helps. All right, beloveds. So that is our hidden power of the Bible today. Tomorrow we will take up, like I said, the creation story simplified. So I'm now going to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day, a take care of business day, be aware of the heat day, a drink plenty of water day, a cuddle your fur babies day, a do something just for yourself day, a make sure you make time to sit down and rest day, a eat something really amazing day, a I don't know what I was about to say day. Have a good laugh day. Laughing feels good. It's good for the lungs. Day, a you got this day, a good day. And if that is too much pressure, simply have a day. You are enough, just as you are. You are a beloved expression of the divine. You are a brilliant light, divine spark, spirit in motion, God in action, an absolutely beautiful masterpiece, and a work in progress at the same time, at your own pace. That's my favorite part of the sentence. Remember that comparison is the thief of joy, so go at your own pace. And I'm turning into them where I don't quote my sources. I forget who said comparison is the thief of joy. Oh well, neither here nor there. And as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, you are a godling. Okay? Because we're talking creation stories, right? You are a godling. You are made of God's stuff. So get to know who the divine knows you to be, because the divine knows you to be good. That's all the divine knows, and that is the good news. So from there, anything is possible. All right, beloveds. Reverend David will be on sometime this afternoon. Who knows when? I will be back with you. I may be back with you in the around 8:45 instead of in the 9:15, because tomorrow is technically gym day. So we'll see. So I may be on a little early. All right, beloveds. Take care of yourself.